Solana tried to mimic Algorand's commercial game, and it kind of failed. We're gonna look at that today. Plus, Shosha, really, you remember that one? That's a real blast from the past. Back in the early days of Algorand, they released an SDK for its game, which should mean the game is coming out in sometime soon. Limit orders on Tinyman are nearly here. They had a little test. We're gonna dive into that. Monko founder details death threats and other challenges. That's pretty disturbing. We're gonna take a look at that for sure. And new Pera wallet updates as well. Lots of fun stuff to look at today on today's Frugal BC. But guys, if you like this kind of stuff, hey, don't be a stranger. Hit that subscribe button and come on back for more of our crypto stuff. Now remember, as I always say, you don't have to smash it. You can actually just press it gently, and it works just fine that way too. By the way, we are brought to you by non-fungible domains. If you want that .algo address, non-fungible domains that's your place. That's what you go to. Mine's frugalbc.algo. It makes doing everything in Algorand so much easier and simpler. I'm not going to remember all those letters and numbers. Are you kidding me? Look at this guy. He's not going to remember all that. Go check them out in the description below, non-fungible domains. And we are brought to you by Marcus Aurelius, which is a NFT and meme coin project on the Algorand blockchain. Founder is super cool, and both founders are super cool. Frankly, that's why I make sure people are good they're good people that I work with. I'm really careful about that. And so these guys are the real deal. Marcus Aurelius selling the dream of stoicism, spreading the word. And stoicism has been a pretty important part of my life. Let's be honest, I need a little stoicism. I do. So go check these guys out. Marcus Aurelius, check both of them out in the description below. Also got channel memberships for only $1, and you can get videos that no one else gets at higher tiers. So go check that out in the description. All right, but let's just get to today's show, because we got some really good stuff. We're gonna get to that Solana commercial, because boy, was that was something. That was a wild ride. But first off, Shosha releases the SDK for its game after long last, and they kind of make fun of it themselves, so I think I can make fun of it a little too. But let's dive into this piece here. This is from Shosha. Now they have a game coming out. This was being talked about when I first started my YouTube channel, so it's been like 4 years that it's been in development at least. They even joke, they say after what feels like 47 years, okay, maybe just a few. It is a few. It's a few years. Our software development kit is finally done. Huge thanks to the Algorand Foundation, Stacy Warden, John Woods, and Minwei, and of course the Shosha crew for making it happen. This chapter is closed. Now we're diving into integrating the SDK with Slaughter. Slaughter is the actual game from Shosha. So Shosha is the name of the company, but not necessarily the game. I think that was a little confusing early on. So he says, check out the video. It shows what SDK can do. Plus I threw in some models and music to keep you awake, because let's be real, SDKs aren't the exactly thriller material. True. So he just put some ladies in lingerie or bikinis on the thing, typical car sales tactics, I think. And let's see, the comments, bullish, that's brand new, that wasn't there before. Tomaso says, hi, it's still me. Any expected date? It's me still. Any expected date for the launch of the game? And basically no, but they say, all I can say is implementation should not be taking as much time as creating the SDK, that's for sure. So, and it's interesting, and I'd love to ask him, maybe I'll have him on the show sometime, because I'd love to ask him why not just use an existing one versus developing your own. I know a lot of games use that are on the more simple side use Unity. That's a really popular SDK, but I think this SDK might have more to do with the blockchain features than it does the game itself. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, it might be something worth diving into with Shosha on. So the funny thing is, like, I've been seeing more from them lately, but for a long time I just kind of thought they disappeared. I remember, yeah, one of the other bigger Algorand creators who's not around actually did a deep dive on these guys, and I remember thinking the game, they had like a game model or demo that looked pretty cool. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to talk to, because a lot of these games seem to take a really long time to develop. And for some reason, the Sui had games from like day one. I don't know what's going on there. Not day one, but like in a really short order, they had a number of playable games out already. So I don't know if these were games that were already developed and they just revamped them for crypto, because I was surprised at how many of these games take a really long time to finish. I mean, I played a playable version of Age Your Tactics at Decipher in 2022. That game's still not done yet, and like, it was a playable game. You could play it at Decipher. I played against Crypto for Change. He won. I was really mad. So yeah, we'll keep watching this one anyway. All right, next up, limit orders for Tinyman are already or just about here, and we're gonna dive into what that means. They had a little play test on this. I must have missed my invite on it, but it's here, or gonna be here soon. Let's take a look at this. All right, this is right from Tinyman engagement for the limit orders. Sneak peek went through the roof. You guys are hyped, so are we. I missed it. I didn't know they were doing that. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know they were having a play test, and I don't know who got invited or how that worked. Anyway, ready to level up your trading experience on Algorand. This game-changing feature, is coming very soon. Want early access? Become a tiny governor. I actually am a tiny governor. You need at least 2,000 tiny power. Unlock limit orders in DCA before anyone else. Don't just watch. Be among the first to trade smarter. Let's go. Yeah, actually, I think I do have 2,000. Do I? Let's look. Yes, I have 3,200, so I should be able to. Okay, like you can see how far behind I am on claiming my rewards too, but I do have that. So yeah, as soon as it's available, I'm going to test it out. It is not now though, because I looked at it. You'll see it. It's actually on the swap page is where it was on the screen there. So not live yet, but when it's live, I'm going to test it out for sure. All right, Monko founder. This is really disturbing, guys. Monko founder details death threats, other challenges that he's received just for being the founder of Monko. I think this is pretty disturbing, frankly. So yeah, we're gonna see what he has to say. Yeah, this is from snark.algo, and I thought I just followed him. Well, how much says follow back? I guess I'll hit it again. All right, now I'm following him. Monko update. I haven't posted from this account in a while. I was getting threats and decided to step away from posting. Okay, I didn't necessarily say death threats, so maybe I exaggerated a little bit, but threats of some kind, so that's bad. Let's address a few things. No coins on any chain are mooning, I guess. Yes. No chains are mooning. Yeah, true. We Monko team have spent thousands of our own dollars and hours of our time building, creating, and promoting it all for free. Yeah, by the way, don't get mad at people creating the coins if they don't go up. Like, this is a really hard thing to do, by the way. And if you invest in meme coins, like, they should be, I mean, he's going to address this later on too. If you're going to invest in these meme coins, like, first off, they're a big gamble. It's really hard to keep the price up. You basically just have to make memes like constantly to keep the price running. It's unless you have like an actual utility like Tiny, which has kept that price fairly stable. And it's just a fun thing, and you gotta wait. So anyway, buckle up. You might have another year or more of waiting before you go positive on your bags. Patience, pain. Yeah, I mean, I think you should, when you invest in this in meme coins, like a secondary token, this should be like when you go to the casino, you just only bring the money that you're willing to lose. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. You're not entitled to a Lamborghini. Absolutely. 100%. I agree with that. 100%. The Silvio drama is not necessary. If you understand scientists, this is what they do. They create, then they walk away and create more. Yeah. People get this kind of a separate issue, and I'm not sure why he included it here, but maybe it relates. I don't know. But I think that's totally fine. Like, listen, if I don't think Silvio needs to be the face of Algorand. I just don't. I'm sorry. He is a scientist. He creates and he moves on. I totally agree with that. You've got people like John Allen Woods who can lead the way for spreading the word about Algorand. I think he's done a really good job of it. I think the new CMO has done a really good job. We had some stumbles with that in the past, and we've covered them. Yeah, it's funny. I've actually been thinking about how I've been a lot more positive towards Algorand in the last year, and that's because, like, I think since Mark took over as CMO, I think things have been going in a really good direction. And then also we haven't seen as many companies collapse, because a lot of my content was, well, another Algorand company went under, and that's the way it was. Like, people get mad at me for that, and I'm like, well, sorry, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I haven't had to sugarcoat it lately. Things have been pretty good, other than obviously we all want crypto prices in general to be going up. 6 months, patience and pain. Monko's not going anywhere, but it takes time as a small team to create quality artwork, animations, and now video games. It's interesting. I didn't know they were working on that. I encourage you to try it yourself and see. Is the game out? Can you play the game? Is Monko tagged in here? Imagine threatening this mouth breather. Wild. Then I see the way the community supports him is selling off instead of buying more, while Bitcoin is stable and rising. Monko is fantastic flagship for Algorand, and they don't deserve it. Well, listen. Okay, this is also worth addressing. Just like nobody's owed a Lamborghini, nobody owes you to hold on to your coin either. So, and I don't think Snark is saying that, but this person is saying that. I'm sorry, you know what? I was in profit on some Monk, and I definitely took some profit. Sorry, I'm going to. If you're not taking profits in crypto, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're just gonna round trip it to the bottom. But yeah, no one should be getting threats just because the price is going down. That's ridiculous. All right, well, we got a really quick update from Pera Wallet. Just a couple little things. We'll get through that because I want to get to the Solana commercial, but let's get to this. All right, update number 4 on Discover. We have added updated social icons, project URL, Pera Explorer link. So some new stuff there. Token discovery on Algo has never been more convenient. Glad to see that. Yeah, I think they've been doing a good job of just like they got the project URL in there, the ASA URL, which is on Rug Ninja here. This happens to be Algo Tardio, which was an interesting project in itself. So nothing too big here. Just a real quick update. I think they're a little mad at me because they asked for features and I said, hey, you got to fix the history. It's horrendous. Like you try to scroll it and it just doesn't work. So they said they're working on it. That's good. It seemed a little off put, but sorry. I like the stuff like that needs to get fixed. It's really important. All right. This Solana commercial really ticked some people off and it was kind of a big, honestly, it was kind of a big failure for Solana. So why don't we just dive into the commercial and then we can see what we think about it from there.
What's going on?
Well, lately, I've been having thoughts again.
What thoughts?
About innovation. You know, multi-planetary travel, nuclear energy, crypto, AI. You know, things that push the limits of human potential.
What you're experiencing is called rational thinking syndrome. Why don't we take this energy and channel it into something more productive? Like coming up with a new gender.
But that's not gonna stop me thinking about innovating and doing something.
Innovating, doing, these are action words, verbs. Why don't we focus on pronouns?
That's not gonna help.
I sense some cynicism. Have you been betrayed in the past?
You know, I used
This goes on, by the way.
to think the media was my friend. Can I even trust them anymore?
Of course.
Of course they'd say that. That's a biased take. I got canceled for saying 2 + 2 is 4.
Have you ever considered that math is a spectrum?
What?
America, numbers are non-binary. We've been conditioned to believe that 2 + 2 is 4. It's a societal construct.
It's literally math.
Or is it a dominant narrative? Have you been practicing state-prescribed regulation?
It basically goes on at the end. At the end, he kind of like,
The beacon of innovation. I want to invent technologies, not genders.
Lovely. So glad you were able to get some of that negative emotion out.
yeah, it just goes on like that. So we know Algorand created a pretty subversive commercial, and it was comparing Algorand's tech to other blockchain's tech. They all go to the grocery store, and the Algorand tech makes sense. The reason it worked was because what does this have to do with Solana? What does it have to do with Solana? Also, like, you know, the narrative has shifted away from woke toward based. So they seem like a bag in the wind because in 2020 they were tweeting they were posting all the stuff that she's talking about right now, and now they saw the wind shift, and so they're like a typical politician, but they're not politicians. Like a typical politician, they're changing their views to fit the, you know, the common narrative right now. So yeah, a lot of people were not impressed by this. Someone said feels fake. Well, I mean, it's a commercial, but I guess I know what he means, kind of. Governor had said they should have just put out an ad that was just 2 minutes of grunting. It'd be an accurate description of how Solana works, I said, LOL. So some people said cringe. It's a grift, poorly executed one. It said at 2:38, only the Solana faithful are watching the whole thing through. Honestly, I almost turned it off because I was so bored when I watched it. And then I said, oh yeah, because I'm going to make content on it, but I probably should watch the whole thing. It was actually kind of a boring commercial. And it, you know, this would have been, if they released this in 2017, I would have thought it was more brave. But to release it now, like now, that's just the common, you know, the culture has shifted, and now you're just blowing with the wind. You're not trying anything subversive or new. Now, it did get us talking about Solana, so in a way, yeah, maybe it had its impact, but yeah, I'm just not really impressed by this. I'd be more impressed if, like I said, if they had come out with this in 2017 when it was going against the cultural grain. I would have at least said it like there was some bravery attached to it. Doing this now, it's like, yeah, whatever. You know, like also this has nothing to do with Solana crypto. I mean, I know they kind of try to tie it to crypto, but I think Algorand's commercial was far more successful because it really challenged something that we're all thinking at the time, and we're just not seeing it reflected in the culture. Like we all know Algorand works better. Like all the things that make other chains difficult to use are things that Algorand has solved. And I'm not saying it's the only good chain. Certainly, I cover other ones like HBAR. I think HBAR is great. I really do. But the ones they were comparing, like Ethereum, people were, you know, when I first started covering Algorand, Ethereum was still big and people would talk about Ethereum and no one would talk about the fact that the gas fees make it almost impossible to use. And I just could never understand that. It would flummox me. And now, you know, now here was someone saying exactly what I've been saying all along. And I think people are starting to get that now, but they didn't back then, and it's super weird. So yeah, big fail for Solana. They deleted it after getting all kinds of pushback, which is kind of funny. Like, of course you're going to get pushback, but you know, the thing about Algorand, they got a lot of flack too, and they kept it up. You know, they were like, hey, we're standing by a commercial, and they were right. They were right to do so, I think. So anyway, that is our show this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this. What was your favorite segment? What was your least favorite segment? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, hit the like button if you don't mind. You don't have to smash it. You can press it gently, or if you want to smash it, that's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Otherwise, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.